This changes everything for the Denver Nuggets, as there has been a huge trade update for the team revealing a new target, which covers an absolutely massive need for the Nuggets going into the next season, with a lot of questions surrounding the Denver Nuggets guard position, specifically that point guard spot outside of Jamal Murray. And we are going to discuss all of this and the implications that all this trade stuff has for you guys and for all Denver Nuggets fans out there. But before we do that, guys, if you are part of that 75% that's not subscribed to Nuggets Digest, make sure to subscribe for daily Denver Nuggets updates. We have the latest and greatest Denver Nuggets updates every single day, whether it's trade rumors, injury updates, signing reports, free agency stuff, and then obviously once the season gets going, we have so much more to talk about as well. So make sure to subscribe to those post notifications on, and let's talk some Denver Nuggets basketball, because there's a lot going on with the team right now. As we know, under a new regime, we are seeing the Denver Nuggets already have an excellent offseason in comparison to the last one. Since the Nuggets won the 2023 NBA Finals, their bench has gotten thinner and thinner. It started with losing Jeff Green and Bruce Brown, two guys that it was inevitable that the Nuggets would be losing based off the whole just payment issue. There was just not going to be enough money to pay them. And then obviously Brown ended up signing with the Pacers, got traded to the Raptors, and then the Pelicans. And Jeff Green signed with the Rockets, where he still is. However, Brown, he's now back with the Denver Nuggets, which is absolutely excellent, and will play a very similar role to what he did last time around. Meanwhile, the Nuggets also were able to improve their bench absolutely dramatically over this stretch. I mean, getting Cam Johnson also in that trade was excellent because it freed up money. And then obviously getting Tim Hardaway Jr. was helpful. Jonas Valanciunas was really a good move. And on top of that, just having guys like Peyton Watson and Julian Strawther come back, but having to not be in the bigger roles that they were in, is also going to be helpful going forwards. The Nuggets got a lot better over this offseason. There's a reason why they are the team viewed by most as the best chance to beat the Golden State Warriors, to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. I still have that Warriors brain from all those years ago of them terrorizing the NBA in a 7-game series. I mean, you know, the Nuggets not only had an injured Aaron Gordon, but on top of that, the bench was a lot worse than OKC's, but now that's been fixed. However, the Nuggets, they're not done. There's still been a lot of trade rumors surrounding the team and trade reports. And a new report from NBA insider Sam Amico mentioned that the Philadelphia 76ers and Denver Nuggets are among teams that have expressed interest in a possible trade for Celtics guard Anfernee Simons. Now, Simons is a very talented player who got traded off of the Portland Trail Blazers not too long ago and then found his way to the Boston Celtics, where he's already being shopped around again by Boston as they made that move more of a salary dump than anything else. Now, Simons last year was a very good offensive player. He put up 19 points per game, 2.7 rebounds, and 5 assists. He got a steal per game, though he's not really a very good defender. He shot 42% from the field and 36% from three. I think Simons is an underrated player because he was playing on the Trailblazers, and when you put up those points on the Trailblazers, it looks like it's sort of empty numbers. But Simons has been a consistently solid piece for this team for a while now. The 7-year NBA veteran has really grown throughout his time in the NBA, and he's been someone to really look out for as time has went on. I mean, you look at Simons, he's had a pretty steady growth as an NBA player from someone who was a bench player, getting a couple minutes per game and showing some nice stuff before really becoming that starter and starting to witness the breakout of Simons, who jumped up 10 points per game in the 2021 to 2022 seasons. And then on top of it, the last 3 years, going around 20 points per game, averaging around 21 points per game over the last 3 seasons with the Trailblazers before getting moved to Boston, where he stays now. Now, he could stay with Boston. It's not a guarantee that he's going to get moved, but there has been a lot of thought that the Celtics do want to move on from Anfernee Simons. That was the case very, very early on in regards to Simons and what his future with Boston held. And the Nuggets are one of the teams that have interest in him because he is a talented player. It makes sense. Look, when we look at this Nuggets depth chart, what we see is a team that, again, very, very good, but there really is only one true point guard on the roster with Jamal Murray. Bruce Brown can definitely do it. I'm not saying Brown can't do it. We've seen Bruce Brown do it. However, he's more of a wing, if you ask me, and I know he's a Swiss Army knife. He could do whatever is asked of him. It's not lost on me that that's the case with Brown, but at the same time, it's also one of those situations where I would like to see another true playmaker and ball handler get onto this team, and Simons does that. Now, that's the interesting part about Anfernee Simons is he gives you that player. He becomes one of the best six men in the NBA almost instantly the second you acquire him. And he's also an excellent fit to replace Jamal Murray with. When Murray comes out of the game, Simons is a very similar player. Now, they're not the same guy. Simons is a much more of a high-flying type guy who's a little more sporadic than Jamal Murray, who's a bit more methodical and also, better. But when it comes down to it, I do think that Anfernee Simons is a good fitting sixth man next to Jamal Murray, or in replacement of Jamal Murray when Murray comes out of the game, because they are similar. And I think Simons would work excellently off the ball with Jokić as well. So that would be huge for this team. I do like the idea. I do like the idea of also just the way that David Adelman would be able to use Anfernee Simons. And it is something that I definitely do want to see get looked into. Now, here is the bigger thing with that as well. Sam Amico mentioned that Simons was acquired by the Blazers earlier this offseason as part of a deal for veteran guard Jrue Holiday. Boston has reportedly explored flipping Simons elsewhere. That said, it appears the Celtics have had no luck and aren't opposed to the idea of keeping Simons. They are facing an uphill climb after losing Holiday, Porzingis, who is traded to the Hawks, and Al Horford to free agency, with their main priority still being shedding salary while Jason Tatum recovers from the Achilles injury. Now, Amico also mentioned, though, which is the truth behind this matter, that the Nuggets have already made one big trade this summer, acquiring forward Cam Johnson from the Nets for forward Michael Porter Jr. They are said to be looking for backcourt help behind starters Jamal Murray and Christian Brown. But given their salary constraints, it would take a minor miracle to pull off another trade deal. And that really is the case right here. When we go back and look at this depth chart right here, we see the financials. Obviously, you're not trading Jamal Murray, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, or Jokić, and that's really all the contracts you have. I mean, to get Simons, who makes $27 million a year, and I'm not saying you do this, I'm saying just for like a reference, it starts with Valanciunas, Peyton Watson, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Bruce Brown to start adding up the money, and you're not even close to there yet. You'd have to give away literally everything. It's impossible to get this deal done. As nice as it sounds, you would need some sort of buyout situation to happen, which is not happening, which makes you look and say, okay, well, what's the next course of action that you go with here moving forwards for the Nuggets front office? What do you want to do now? Because Anfernee Simons feels like a pipe dream unless some sort of miracle happens. So now you look and say, all right, what do you want to do? You would like to add another guard or a wing to this team. You look into free agency, and that's when you look at the Ben Simmonses of the world. You look at guys like that. And, I mean, I think Simmons fits better with the Nuggets than he does with basically any other team in the NBA at this point. I think he does make some sense because he gives you a guy who could sort of play a few different positions, or at least you get a guy who's 6'10" and can also run the main guard spot as well, which is an interesting dynamic to add to this team. So I would sort of like to see Ben Simmons be pursued. I know he's the absolute opposite of what Anfernee Simons is, but still, he does give you another playmaker, and he also can play a few different positions, which is helpful. There would be a bit of some worrisome shooting off the bench, which is the one fear as well. But there also are other names out there as well to look into. Malcolm Brogdon's one who I think fits excellently as well, but I think it's time for the Nuggets to really turn their sights towards free agency to get that final contract done. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. I'll catch you later.